Good morning and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're heading north a little ways. We got a referral from a client that I did 2 weeks ago. This is her mom and she would like a detail. So we're gonna head up there, do an interior for her. That's one big thing I've noticed here since moving. People don't get exteriors the way they did back east. So that's a big adjustment in my business and working on tweaking that to either upsell or book more details, right? So anyways, we're heading out. We're gonna head up there. Super stoked, guys. I got a GoPro today. Just bought a GoPro to film more content. That makes me excited because I'll be able to do more footage for you. So I'll walk you through today's process of the detail we're doing. Let's go. All right, we just got the keys to this Lexus RC300 and this is what we're detailing today. Probably one of the easiest details I've had yet. Half the doors, half the mess. I've managed to get some of the most horrific details since moving here, so this is a relief. This is beautiful. So as I'm getting set up here, Adam's pulling out the floor mats and he's starting to put any loose items that are in the car into plastic bags, and then we'll get to work. All right, going in. She just came out and said this is why she hired me, because she doesn't want to squeeze back here.
Nice setup you got there.
Thanks. Content.
Does anyone else notice that no matter what detail you do, it seems like there's always something, like some car always has something. In this particular detail, it is so dusty. And yes, I put a mask on as soon as I noticed.
She's dusty.
Yeah.
You can spray super clean right now, rinse with water, spray dark fury, light agitation, and rinse, and that should be all it really needs. All right, let's see, how do we unlock? I have to go all the way in there. Now I really know why she hired me. Unlock. Or it is on, what's that mean? Lock, unlock, okay.
So anytime I'm detailing a trunk and vacuuming it, air compressing it, I always put the back seats down. First, it's going to make it so much easier because you can just blow everything as needed from the back to the front. You can clean the back of the seats properly, but also it gives you the opportunity to clean the sides of the seats there and the tops of the seats in an easier way.
Very dirty, dusty. That's the thing with Idaho, everything is dusty, especially once the summer hits. Oh, it's so dusty, and we're out in the country. Lots of dirt roads. Bend boys up. Oops, not off, just up. All right, we're gonna clean up the trunk while Adam's doing the other side of the door jambs, and then when he finishes that side of the door jambs, the driver's side, he'll move on to the trunk door jambs and I'll do the front. And that's how we've kind of been working with two people. It was a challenge to kind of figure things out and how to make this work for both of us. But that's the process we've been working with. He does door jambs and floor mats. I do the more detailed work, and then we kind of finish it all up between windows and UV protection together at the end. It's been working out really well that way.
Okay, hold up, I feel like I just contradicted myself. I told you I put the seats down, but in this particular detail, when I put the seats down, there was a major gap right there between the trunk and the seats. Typically, it's a smooth transition, so I didn't want to throw any more crap down into the crevice there, so I cleaned the back of the seats and then put the seats back up. So there's a carpeting that kind of covers the back here, but I pulled that out, I cleaned that deep, and then I also clean underneath that as well. One of my favorite ways to clean the seat rails here is if they don't blow out and come clean, I spray a little all-purpose cleaner there and just air compress them out with putting a rag over it and then air compressing it so it doesn't blast all over the car, but it just cleans it up real nice without having to really scrub anything and remove grease that's supposed to be there. Just want to vacuum all that up real quick. That was a little more in depth than I planned on doing, but if I just start blowing all that dust everywhere, it's just gonna make more of a mess as I try to clean the hard surfaces. So just wanted to vacuum that up. I'm gonna grab, I keep a little air nozzle in here somewhere. There she is. This is great for those really tight crevices that you can't get anything into. The other tool that I use is these stupid little plastic brushes. These things will just grab all the dust. Another great tool is like a lint, like a dryer lint remover. That works great as well. Dryer lint brush. I was just trying to say dryer lint brush. Yeah, guys, I know. I'm a failure with the GoPro angle, but I'm getting better. This was take one. Anywho, between the console and the seat, it's so tight. No matter how many times I move the seat forward, backwards, I can't get in there. So the air gun there, the nozzle, that thin nozzle can get in there and blast air out. It's so handy, and it's like $5. There you go. Whoa, bro. Watch the cam, the head cam. All up in here. And in that same spot between the console and the seat, I'm now taking this brush, and this brush is going to get in there way easier than my hand can, and it's just gonna pull out all the hair and dog hair that's like trapped way deep under there. What did you do?
Just O&R'd.
No, but all of it?
Yeah,
everything?
Everything.
The door?
Got the doors done.
Floor?
Floor.
Seats?
And not do any seats because it's leather, so I didn't know.
No, I meant the side of the plastic.
Yeah, side on the plastic, yeah.
So I loved hearing your guys' insight on working with two people and how over time you're going to find your systems, and that's exactly what we're talking about right here. Adam's kind of finding his flow of what's working best for him while I'm kind of doing the work that needs to be done as well, and so we have to like kind of communicate back and forth as to what's done. I get this while I'm here. Different angles of the car, always exploit different angles that are dirty. So while I'm in this driver's seat, I'm like, let me get the angles that I can see that I know I won't see once I get to the passenger side. Whenever I have surfaces of seats like this, whether it's leather or, you know, the new plastic, I'm always scrubbing them because there's so many body oils and lotions and sunscreens, especially as women, that tend to get in those seats and on those seats. And if you're eating and drinking, then there's spills and crumbs and all of those things. So I always do a full cleaning of my seats. Steaming. Getting toasty. One thing I always do, I don't know if you guys do this, but I have an automatic booking system, and I always ask that clients have all of their personal items removed from the vehicle prior to the detail. Okay, let's, ow, jeez. I'm gonna do this real quick. If you're new here and you're just joining the channel, I'll fill you in on some of the products that I'm using, but what I've been using on hard surfaces is my Meguiar's all-purpose cleaner. What I love about this is it's very affordable. It's diluted 1 to 10, and I've had really good luck with it, and it works so well that I can often even increase that dilution. I'm also using the Scrub Ninja scrub pads. These are amazing because of the agitation that they create without having to use extra pressure, and they can get in those corners nice and easy. So I use that, and then I just wipe everything down with a microfiber towel. My head is so cramped. So cramped. You don't realize how little these cars are until you're needing to like get up in there, and it's so hard. I'm tight in here. Can't even like get in here. Why do I keep losing my brush? It's black and red and very obvious. So while I'm searching for my lost red and black brush, I'll fill you in on what I was just doing. So what I do is I take my detail brush and I spray just a little bit of all-purpose cleaner on there. And then I can get inside of those vents and any tight crevices, and a lot of times the buttons on the driver's side and, you know, the window, what do you call them? Window controls there. And you can really get into the details. And then I take just a little bit of air and I blast out any liquid that's left remaining. Making our way down. Making my way down here. Making my way around. And with foot pedals, what I do is I lay down a microfiber towel. I spray it on. Typically, I like to use super clean on the foot pedals, and I usually have a nail brush, but I just happen to have a handy toothbrush here. So I'll spray the super clean on, I'll let it sit for a hot minute, and then I'll scrub it with the nail brush. And that gets in the crevices, it makes it nice and clean, and then any excess like dirt that's dripping off falls onto that microfiber towel.
Probably wipe the water off after that, right?
Yeah. When Adam was doing the trunk jams, he got a little water on the rear windshield, and he was just asking if he should wipe that off so it doesn't leave water spots. And I was like, yes, let's wipe that down. Do you want to power wash the mats real quick while I finish?
Power wash last, just because the hose may blow completely apart by power wash.
Okay.
So I just want to do that last, just in case.
So fun little thing that happened. Hold on.
What's that?
Talking to my friends.
I have no friends.
Was doing the last detail, and just there's a hole in the hose, and I have to get a new hose, but didn't have time to get a new hose, so we're just making do first. All right, let's get this door done.
How's it going?
Good, how about you?
Good.
Good.
You want to give me a bid on my other one?
What do you got?
I got that, well, all of them. That Tacoma, it's just been an old delivery truck and it's kind of dirty inside.
Yeah.
You guys want to look at the upholstery and just see what you think?
Yeah, of course.
It'd be cool.
You want me to look at it right now? I can look at it right now if you want.
You guys want it?
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, we're just gonna do that truck while we're here.
Okay.
I was like, what? Why don't we just do it now? So.
Yeah. Like, does it need any water for anything? I got plenty.
Not like a lot. Mainly like interior steam. You can wipe down the door jambs if needed. But we got everything we need, so. What are you doing right now?
I'm just finishing up the plastics.
Okay. I'm gonna use some 303 on this car. Should be good for the trunk.
I feel like every product almost has its pros and cons, and 303 is one of those products for me. It's not something I use all the time, but I didn't want to add any shine to this Lexus. The only downside is sometimes a 303 just doesn't go on evenly, because it's one of those products that doesn't dry. You have to buff it out. And when I say 303, I'm using the 303 Aerospace Protectant. It's a product that I often use on exteriors. It's a product that I use on floor mats often. And it's just a little more affordable than Gummy Fix is. So that's why I always have it on hand. And for, you know, details like this where you don't really want that shine, you want a natural finish. I am down to the final vacuum. You guys, you can see how much dust is still coming off of these seats. And these are leather seats. There's no upholstery here, and most of the dust is in the seats. It's wild. But this is why details are so important, right? To really get all of those contaminants out of your vehicle. So I am doing the absolute best that I can, getting all of that dust out to my best abilities. And yeah, finishing this detail up. In my details, I have been cutting down to one vacuum as much as possible. So this is the first vacuum I have done on the passenger side. I did do a quick vacuum on the driver's side because there was so much dirt. But what I've been doing lately is getting the real heavy stuff up if necessary, but leaving a vacuum till the end, as so many of you have advised me to do. But that only works when you're working on a clean vehicle. And even though you literally just saw me cleaning the rear passenger side, I now have to vacuum it again. There is just so much hidden dust and crumbs that are just blowing everywhere. So this is really the final vacuum, but it's crazy how much dirt or dust and crumbs can just get hidden in so many places that as you're air compressing, this is why I struggle to only vacuum once, because it just never ends. And I'm a crazy person. Every last piece will be removed. Look at a random toothpick. I've already done this 100 times. A random toothpick just fell out of nowhere.
Adam's over here doing floor mats, using Dark Fury. That's what we've been using on floor mats lately. It's working great. I'll wrap this up, kind of get cleaned up, do the windows, put the floor mats back, and we're gonna move on to the second vehicle because we are now doing that vehicle. And I was like, let's just get it done today, right? Like, why not? So here we go.
During my last detail, I found a tiny pinhole size hole in my pressure washer hose. And now this is happening. Oh my gosh. We have no idea. This just could explode. So we're gonna poke some miniature holes and yeah, let that water escape so it doesn't blow.
Prices averted.
Now you might be like, why didn't you just buy a new hose? Well, nobody had any in stock. So it's a week before it comes in. And we're finished. This detail took 2.5 hours in total from the time that we arrived to the time that we are completely finished and packed up. Really not horrible timing. It was pretty dusty, so that took a bit of excess time, more than it, you know, a non-dusty vehicle would have. But it is looking beautiful. It is looking fresh. And that was her exact reaction. She's like, oh my gosh, it looks beautiful. So that is a wrap on this. I wasn't planning on 2 details today, so I did not bring my chargers and all of my batteries are dead. So this is what we're working on. But guys, if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, or any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. And if you're a newer detailer or you're wondering what products I use, everything is listed in the description for you. It's an amazing guide to see what other people use.
Okay, we are done. Both details done. It took about, let's see, 3-ish, 5 hours to get both of those done. Yeah, it's 3:08. So it took about 5 hours to get both of those done. And the second one was a full, I extraction there. So that's it. We're done. Time to go home. I'm starving.